Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Spiritual Marketing Club Facebook group. My name is Eileen Burns. I'm owner of the Spiritual Marketing Club and also Stress Coach Training. I'm a healer, a coach, a therapist, and I've been studying holistic well-being and spiritual well-being for it's actually well over 30 years now. I've run my own self-employed business for 22 years. Before that, I did a lot of volunteer work. I did all sorts of things. But one of the main reasons that I created the Spiritual Marketing Club group was to help many of the healers, therapists, and coaches that I knew that were completely doing their work for a service to others, who had dedicated so much of their life, had made so many sacrifices financially and energy-wise and spiritually to help other people, but were not always getting the financial rewards, and often were putting themselves in extreme circumstances just to support others. And maybe just because they didn't have a lot of understanding about business or marketing or weren't investing in the right things. And also along my own path, there was frustrations. I spent a large part of my life investing in many modalities that I was promised the world or was implied would help, but never really did, or took the long journey and in many ways it was like robbing me of thousands of pounds that I didn't need to be, where there could have been a simpler solution. And what I recognized was there was a lot of unhealthy patterns and training skills and the way that modalities were taught and taught to promote. There was a lot of unethical and very highly manipulative tactics being used in marketing in the holistic and spiritual field, and even the coaching field, that had become normalized, that became just the normal way to do things. But for many of us, it didn't feel right. And it was not always helpful for the audience, which created a lot of mistrust in the holistic and spiritual field. Now, I'm talking 30 years later, and we're even seeing that to even huge, an incredible more level, because now, sadly, when I started, for example, studying Reiki, I started exploring Reiki about 32, 33 years ago, and I was classed as the weirdo, the oddball. And even when I started studying Reiki and different things, I was classed as the weirdo in the room, or the really odd person, right? Now it's like faddy. It seems to be fashionable to be spiritual, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people jumping on the spiritual bandwagon, just trying to make money out of a modality or a technique or products and services. But there's no soul in it. There's no spirit. There's no alignment, and what's happening is, unfortunately, it's watered down. There's a lot of distortions. We've seen so much things even over the last 10, 15 years, where lots of teachings have been, very sacred teachings have been watered down just to become palatable to the Western world, where there's a lot of confusion, and it's almost like anything goes. And for those of us who truly want to create a business in a soul aligned way, want to be honest and authentic, but we are struggling to be visible and seen. This is what the spiritual mark. I teach lots of ways to live your purpose more, but to also make an impact in your branding and marketing. And to help you do that, I've created new five steps that I think are really important. There's different things I have, like a course that's 5 pillars that are really important to your business. But what I've created in the Spiritual Marketing Facebook group is 5 steps and 5 areas that I believe that you need to have right. And if there's any of these areas that you've not got right, obviously the first one is the most important one, and you go through the first 5. If these are key components that you don't have 100% right, you're going to struggle to get the next part right. And yes, of course, if you watch the videos, you'll understand there is some layers to it. But I have included those as guides. Now, I'm someone who has a plethora of resources. I have at least 150 blogs on the Spiritual Marketing Club website. I have so many freebies, free courses, and I also have a marketing membership that gives you access to courses that we could, in many ways, they're invaluable. I couldn't even put a price on it because some of it has been based on over 22 years studying marketing and branding and dedicating all sorts of tried and tested ways. But it's not just that, it's coming from a depth of spirituality. I've highly invested in my spiritual journey. I've worked with some amazing top healers, and the reason that I did was because of my own journey of complexities that were very hard to treat, and also a level of empathy and sensitivity that actually caused me to experience a lot of phenomena that many people didn't experience and that many people couldn't understand. That took me along a very, very long, windy road. And within my teachings, a lot of that brought me to my mission of being able to see things from a much wider perspective, a deeper perspective, and a more objective perspective that sometimes when we're so close to something, we don't see it because we often take things very personal. But that is part, and also part of my gifts is as an intuitive. I often, when I'm working with people, see energetically and feel how they are working. Aspects about the energetic blueprint. I get a feel for people, and that's how I work. So this group is a mixture of things, but one of the things I would say is the main thing within this group, it is about community and support. It's about equal exchange. So for me, it's really important that I am not big. It's not about big numbers. That's not important to me. If people are in this group, it's important that they actually do engage and they value what's in the group. If they don't value, there's no point you being in the group. And I am never offended if anyone leaves the group. It's important that you find it valuable, but it's also important that you at least introduce yourself and that you have at least some sort of engagement. If you've been in the group, say, for 3 months and there's no sort of engagement or whatever, we do try and remove you. And there's lots of reasons why, because also, there should be an energy change, there should be value and appreciation, but also to do with a lot of reasons with algorithms. The more people that are in groups that are not getting to see or are not watching content or not reading or not finding it valuable, the algorithms stop serving and lower the reach in that general group or even pages to who sees it. So it's not good for my business, it's not good for the group. Also, one of the biggest learning curves that I've learned over many, many years is that we have now created, and sometimes a monster in the online world, that many of us in this work, particularly those of us who are very generous, tend to give a lot, and people tend to sometimes expect so much for free, but they don't want, they wonder why people are not investing in them. And they can want certain things and think things should be free, or they think they can't afford certain things, but they will invest maybe in something else. And they expect other people to invest in them. There has to be some sort of exchange. And even if that is an exchange of writing a comment or, saying, commenting that, found that valuable, that was really interesting, or giving some sort of engagement and support, makes a big, big difference. And I think also for me, I'm a great believer when you're creating a spiritual business, and if you truly are a soul-aligned business, it's not just about making money out of spirituality, but actually living your purpose and doing things in a more soul-aligned way. You will genuinely want to help humanity in a bigger picture and work together with other light workers and create community. So it's about building relationships and community and helping each other. So, I'll have posts where people can do things with the social media, and you can, to help boost your engagement, to help grow your business and get more shares and support. But if you are just want to post but not actually willing to try and share other people's, of course you have to find things that is aligned. But if you're just someone who just wants to share your stuff but it's not actually genuinely coming from the heart and soul and want to help and work together, this might not be the group for you. I just like to be honest, because it is about supporting each other. It's getting out of that root survival chakra, that kind of desperation. You're just trying to go into groups to share whatever you can share, just get whatever you want out of it. It's about mutual support and value. And in return for that mutual support, you will see I give great value and I give people, you're getting access to things that have cost me tens of thousands of pounds to learn, and many sacrifices I've made to learn all this. And I share a lot of things with an open heart, but it's important to be valued. And the more that you can value others and that you appreciate, you get it back. And that's what it's all about. So this is what the Spiritual Marketing Club is all about. It's for the soul-aligned business owner, a spiritual business owner that truly wants to be of service, wants to grow, but wants other people to grow too, and wants to learn, but also has value and respect when they're getting that support. And that's what it's all about. Okay. So to help you, I have the 5 steps, and they're in the guide section, and you can go through all those different steps. And if there's any one area where you have a particular problem, I do have lots of free resources, and I also do have other paid products that obviously go into things and solve the problem much deeper and much more effectively. And I also do one-to-one, as well as my spiritual marketing membership, which is, it's just gives incredible value for money. So I hope that helps. Welcome to the group, and thank you for for coming here, and thank you for introducing yourself and even getting involved. That's what it's all about. I know it's very easy to join many groups and on Facebook, and it's very tempting to move and whatever, but it's important that you choose groups that you are most aligned with and that you make the most of what you learn. It can be very easy when we join lots of groups just to take little bits and then not actually put it into practice. It's important that the things that you are taught or you're given that you actually put into practice. Don't always just think because something is given free that it is of low value, right? Believe me, I teach things in here that many people would charge thousands of pounds. And I'll tell you the evidence of it. I have had many coaches and people come to me to tell me about other coaches who copied my free resources and sold them for a lot of money. So that gives you examples. Okay. Bye for now, and make sure you check out the 5 steps on the guide section. Bye-bye.